We are back in the countout now. On the countout. I'll get it eventually. Alright, so the last segment of the day will be the preview for WrestleMania 32 now. This weekend is going to be amazing. A couple of reasons. One, today you have NXT TakeOver Dallas. Then you have the Hall of Fame. And then you have WrestleMania 32. Another reason why this weekend is amazing is because on Saturday, once it hits 12:00 on Saturday, that will be the day that I turn 20 years old. Yes, April 2nd is my birthday. That's probably the main reason why this weekend's going to be great, but this weekend's going to be amazing for anyone, just because it's my birthday. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, this is WrestleMania time. It was the most fun time of the year in WWE. The Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is always great, because that's when a lot of people make their debuts. If there's a comeback, that's when people tend to come back. That's when storylines get invigorating. That's when new feuds start. So that's always the best time of year. And so I'm going to preview WrestleMania 32 by just going through the match card, going through some of the matches, and I'm going to do predictions on what's going to be the best and worst matches, winners and losers, and some other news revolving around WrestleMania. So there are going to be 3 kickoff matches at WrestleMania. The first one is going to be, here we go, you're going to have the quote-unquote Total Divas, Natalya, Paige, Alicia Fox, Eva Marie, and Brie Bella, and they're going to go up against Lana, Sabina, Naomi, Summer Rae, and the person that I forgot to mention on Raw was Emma. Now the reason I forgot to mention Emma was because she's back after being gone for a while. So Emma is going to be the 5th person joining Summer Rae, Lana, Tamina, and Naomi. I really don't want to talk about this match because I really don't care. I actually joked that this was a bathroom break match, but now that I find out it's a kickoff match, I guess it's not, because who cares? So then the next match after that are the Usos and the Dudley Boys. It's funny how the Dudley Boys made their comeback on August 25th. Yes, I for some reason remember that date very vividly. August 25th of 2015 of last year. And ever since, they've just been going downhill. Rhino and Tommy Jr. came back, but they're gone again. And the Dudley Boys are now stuck doing pre-show matches against the Usos. It's probably not going to be a tables match. I kind of care because of the Dudleys. They're one of the best of all time. One of the best tag teams in the world, but I'll probably watch it. There's 3 of them. And so, for some reason, another kickoff match is the match for the U.S. title. This is a huge mistake. I feel like, if anything, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should be the kickoff match, because what the WWE is implying by having the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on the card and having the U.S. title match as a pre-show match, you're implying that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy is more important, which we all know it's not. Okay, it's not like King of the Ring where, well, not this year, this one doesn't count, but it's not like the old King of the Ring where if you win the King of the Ring tournament, you go to push up the card, you get a shot at the WWE title. Okay, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal means nothing. Big Show won it last year. Cesaro won it 2 years ago. Big Show won it last year. What does it mean? It means absolutely nothing. So, the fact that I'm not saying that should be a pre-show match, but the U.S. title match should not be a pre-show match because it is a championship. You're basically implying that the United States Championship is important. If you're going to do that, you might as well just unify the U.S. and Intercontinental Championships then. Might as well. I don't see why not. And also, I see why they might have done this, because nobody wants to see Kalisto and Ryback on the main show. Not because of Kalisto, but nobody wants to see like a Ryback match in general. It's going to be hard for Kalisto to make Ryback look good, but I can see why they put on a pre-show because it's Ryback. Ugh, come on. Okay, so then they're going to have Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's the first match listed on the card. Then you have New Day vs. League of Nations. Now this one confused me a little bit. Originally this was a little closer to the mic. Originally this was supposed to be a match for the tag team championships, but then they said it's going to be a 4-on-3 handicap match, battle of supremacy, something like that. So I don't know if it's going to be for the title. I doubt it. If it's going to be 4-on-3, I don't see why the titles, the 2 tag team titles, will be at stake. Which I personally think that at WrestleMania every title should be defended because it's a WrestleMania. Let me get. I just need to get some water real quick, but it's a little dry. But yeah, so if it's WrestleMania, a title should be defended. But that's just me. I don't book these, so I say that a lot. But in all fairness, I think if you're a champion, you should defend it at WrestleMania. Because I remember before they used to not defend the Intercontinental Championship multiple times. Like there were multiple WrestleManias where the IC title was just not defended. But you know what? It is what it is. I guess some people don't always aren't always satisfied with the IC champion or US champion, or the tag team champions apparently. So yeah. So then you have Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles for the fourth time on TV. That is, well, not TV, but for the fourth time on a televised event. This is gonna be televised on the network, of course. That's what I mean. And obviously, it's going to be a great match, two great performers, but I said this earlier, I just don't know what else they could do. They've had 3 TV matches. Styles is 2-1 against them. You should just have Styles win this one, 3-1, get the feud over, instead of having Jericho win, so it'd be 2-2, and then they won't make a real resolution to the feud. I don't know. But I think Styles should win this one just to solidify the fact that he can beat Jericho and that he deserves to be here in the WWE. Because that's the whole reason why Jericho is doing this. 1, because he doesn't think AJ Styles is fit for the WWE, and 2, he's getting tired of the AJ Styles chants. But I feel like AJ should probably win this one, just for storyline's sake. And you have the Divas title match. This is probably one of the highlights of the card. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. The triple threat match between the 3 women who were brought in to start the Divas Revolution and now fighting for the title at WrestleMania. This match is going to be amazing, okay? It's going to be a great match, okay? Because Sasha Banks, all 3 of them are very talented. This is one of the better matches in the card, honestly. It might actually be the second best, or third best even. Second or third best match on the card. And I believe that either Sasha, I'm not gonna say I won because I like all 3, but Sasha Banks or Becky they're probably gonna win it. I don't know. Now it doesn't matter whether it's Becky or Sasha to me. It doesn't matter to me. But if Becky wins, it'll be good for her because she's been kind of pushed back because the people love Sasha so much. Even though Becky deserves credit because she's also really good, but I feel like the people are kind of ignoring Becky Lynch a little bit, and they're kind of Sasha Banks, starting to get her, Divas title push now. So Charlotte's probably she's had it for a while, So, and also there's also some news revolving that title. That might be the reason why it might change hands. Okay, so then there's the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Kevin Owens, Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Stardust, Zack Ryder, and Sin Cara. A couple things about this match that I don't like. 1, it was thrown together 2 weeks before WrestleMania. That you can't do that. You have to have some sort of background and a reason why these guys aren't. What happened was it was originally supposed to be Kevin Owens, Miz, and Dolph Ziggler. No, Sami Zayn. Sorry, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Dolph Ziggler. And then they asked Kevin Owens to choose to make a number 1 contenders match, and he just randomly picked Stardust, Zack Ryder, and Sin Cara. And so now, and the Miz. Oh no, I think the Miz, whatever. And so then they just decided to make it a ladder match. Nobody's gonna get excited for that. And also, people wanted to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. That also would have been acceptable, although we've seen that before a lot. Or people wanted to see Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Dolph Ziggler, but nobody wanted to see a ladder match between. That also features Zack Ryder, which is actually was Neville's spot when he got injured. Stardust and Sin Cara. Now Stardust he's a talented, Cody Rhodes. I'm calling him Cody Rhodes. Very talented wrestler. But Zack Ryder and Sin Cara, come on. Nobody wants to see that. I think Dolph should probably win that one. It's been a while since he's had a title. He seems to always have title matches and just seems to always lose. Or Sami Zayn. Either one. Although Sami Zayn it's kind of early, but still. I don't want to see Sin Cara with that title. I don't want to see Zack Ryder with that title. I kind of don't want to see the Miz with that title either. Having Stardust win it, that would be kind of cool, but with the whole Stardust gimmick, I don't know how it would work. So, those are my thoughts. And if anything, you should have this match be for the U.S. title, if anything, and have Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens. That would make more sense than have just that ladder match just thrown together 2 weeks before Mania. Not a huge fan of that. So, that's it. Okay. And so then we have the no holds barred street fight. I don't know why it's called that. It's a street fight. The no holds barred fact is implied. Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this one because he's been in a couple, but I personally have not seen Brock Lesnar in like an extreme match. He's been in lots of matches where he's just decimated his opponent. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Against the Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. I saw that. Duh. But the thing is, Undertaker's not really a specialist in hardcore matches. Hell in a Cell matches, yeah, but Dean Ambrose, the whole extreme match, the whole extreme street fight hardcore match style, that's Dean Ambrose. That's right up his alley. His street fight, get it, alley? Yeah, I don't know. But that's right up Dean Ambrose's alley, the whole street fight atmosphere. So, Brock's probably going to win, let's be honest. But I feel like Dean is going to push him to the limit, but he's going to end up losing at the end of the day. Or they could just have Lesnar lose at Mania for the first time in 3 years. But I don't think they're going to have Dean do it, though, because they're not really a huge fan of Dean Ambrose, so I doubt that. And so, we're going to have what's probably the best match of the night. The Undertaker against Shane McMahon. Now, basically, it's career versus ownership. If Shane McMahon wins, he gets control of. He never says WWE. He says Monday Night Raw. So that hinting at a brand split, although that might not work now because of the limited roster, but and also with the popularity of NXT. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but there's gonna be that against Undertaker's career. If the Undertaker will lose, it'd be his last WrestleMania, meaning it'd be the end of his career. This, I feel like I've heard rumors that it can be this match in the main event, in which the Bullet Club, probably under a different name, which is Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Doc Anderson. No, Gallows and Anderson, I'll have to brush up on that, are going to make their debut, either in this match or the main event. They're going to interfere somehow. That's the rumor, of course, but if it's Undertaker Hell in a Cell, unless you're the big boss man, who's being inducted to Hall of Fame, and also rest in peace to the big boss man, of course, Ray Trailer. It's probably going to be, if it's Undertaker Hell in a Cell, with the exception of that one in 1999 WrestleMania 15, it'll probably be a good match. And also Shane McMahon, he's known for the high-flying, death-defying stunts. Not like Jeff Hardy, but he's known for that, so it'll probably be a really, really fun match. The build-up has been great, so if the match doesn't deliver, it'll probably be a dud. If it doesn't live up to the great build-up that this match had. So they had the main event, Roman Reigns and Triple H. The build-up hasn't been bad, it hasn't been lazy. Brawl. I don't know. Luckily, however, they changed it last minute to a no DQ match, so that should make it a lot more interesting. That would definitely make it. So there might be an inference there. I have no idea. But in all honesty, Roman Reigns is probably going to win this one. He's going to get booed out of AT&T Stadium, which I fully expect. So now, in terms of the news revolving around WrestleMania, it's pretty much almost a fact at this point that the Divas title is going to be kaput, finito. It's going to be over. That whether Charlotte retains, whether Becky wins, or whether Sasha wins, that the Divas title is going to be gone, and they're going to bring back the Women's Championship. Not the same one, not the same design, but the title, the main Women's Championship is going to come back instead of Divas Championship. And the rumors are also going to be like a smaller version of the WWE Championship, which is really good instead of having the glorified earring, or toy, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be big news. And, of course, I believe, I forgot to mention some predictions here for best worst match. Worst match, in all honesty, is probably going to be either the kickoff matches I don't count. Probably be the ladder match. One of the very few times I'm going to say that a ladder match might be the worst one. Or it could be the New Day League of Nations, simply because of Shane's. I don't know. Those guys are talented, but the League of Nations they're not exciting, they're boring. So, believe it or not, it might either be a World Heavyweight title match or the ladder match for the IC title. Although I doubt it's going to be the ladder match, because ladder matches are pretty much always fun to watch. Always some cool spots, although they could be boring on occasion, but I've never seen that. So, because the best match is probably going to be the Hell in a Cell, Undertaker, Shane McMahon. Going to be a lot of hardcore spots, might be an interference. That's going to be the most exciting one, because that's the most at stake. Other than the WWE title, that has the most at stake right there. Okay, so post-WrestleMania call-ups, more than likely, I'm about 99% sure Finn Balor is going to be called up after WrestleMania. His window's closing. He's already 35 years old. He doesn't have much time. And so he's probably going to get called up. Enzo, Amore, and Big Cass, they're also probably going to be called up that following Raw. Maybe the New Day retain the titles, or the League of Nations win. It could be League of Nations and New Day might win the rematches, and then Enzo and Cass will make their debut and cut one of their typical promo. Not typical, I'm not saying in a bad way, of course, but one of their trademark promos where, they go after whoever has the titles. And so, there you have it. That is this week's episode of the Countout with the 3 segments. Now, I was going to say the 3 segments are for how many seconds you need to win a wrestling match, but 3 segments are required, so I guess not. So, that's it for this week. Next week, I will give you all reviews of WrestleMania and the following Raw, which is sure to be exciting, like it always is after WrestleMania, so hope you all look out for that. Hall of Fame is this Saturday. NXT TakeOver Dallas is, I believe, it's tonight, so hope you all check that out. And this is Bobby Byers. I am college's voice of professional wrestling, and let me try not to be lame. Deuces, I guess I was lame, so I will see you all next week. Have a good week, everyone.